Good afternoon. I don't say the last day I've been telling you, I say anything we're not ready for protest. And then we don't all can all the others are not all count at each other. Here, I want first for council when I say, yes, the last time we don't promise when I say we are in this together. Yes. And I also want for Lord and know say why I say we are in this together, me not here in this because of politics. So. Yes, God bless you, man. Please, I want for Lord and know say this answer when me eat na konoya I come out. And for any day where I betray Kono, may God kill me that day. I want follow will listen carefully. Yes, them people here, yes, me and them for the last 3 months today can talk. And not to say I grab for go talk to them no more because I want to talk to them more. Yes, now President Biosef asked me say, go sort out you people the problem. Yeah? We don't begin to talk. We don't talk. Say the first thing the way they say they go do, I believe say they don't start for do. Yes, now also we don't get a bottleneck. Yes, now for una salary then. Yes, now una salary now they don't get now this problem. Then can don't accept say we don't reach last minute. Because they say well then go try for see if they go able for increase the salary for the people the way they under supervisor position. They say from under supervisor take hand on, then go increase standard and salary. But if you're not supervisor take go up, they're not going to increase their salary. I beg, if we don't talk, we don't listen till we done, we will just not understand because when it will cut, because when they talk so, I want to Koidu only the Yerimi what they say. When it will talk, we not can say, sometimes they go mistake me Creole and say na Chinese at the talk. So they are beg, we not wait start on, yeah? Then say, from under supervisor, take hand on, then they go able for increase. If you're not supervisor go up, they're not going to increase. I say what's the person in Sierra Leone and then for increase. So now we don't reach to that point where they don't almost agree. But we get some dog motorman and then government here, where as long as they give them brown envelope, they will sell them birth rights to anybody.
Exactly, Mama.
For some reason, they don't believe that somebody there inside this government will go help them, let them not pay this money. Yes. Now I want for let Koidu hold the no say. Me no get the power. Papa God na get the power. But who now waiting up na ya so na una get that power dey. If una no work, Koidu holding no they make money. And for any day Koidu holding make no work for 24 hours, it dey cost them millions.
Yes.
So una always dey na ya. You know when they say revolution not sweet. Now no start this thing. And then when I come off free to so I left me picking that left me work and left all the ya. Not for myself, una for una. My salary no they come out na Koidu only. Then they give me fuck all and I want nothing from them. But what are they trying to say to una? No, not start this. Then you can't begin say, if they not pay me this month. If you not sacrifice, you pick not the better.
Please subscribe to my new YouTube channel CLIN and hit the notification bell to be notified for new videos.
Alright, that's a clip from the protest where be upon on Tuesday. Usai will command them for Koidu Holland being protest and down then tool them because of conditions of service, especially the all gets for do with salary increment. And one person way been lead this protest. Now, the First Lady, Madam Fatima, be always say, instead na kono piki, so it joining brother them for ask Koidu Holding for give them better condition of service. Well, from where he go there on Tuesday, as of yesterday, he writes through in Facebook page say they don't get response from Koidu Limited, and if they not reach to them demand as of today, then the storm Koidu Limited them workplace them. But quickly logo na kono also get Mohamed Matia in a head of programs na the Eastern Radio Kono when I colleague journalists where they now on the ground for updates we exactly waiting there upon na kono. Good morning, Matia.
Good morning, and good morning to Liberty TV and good.
All right, we just watch a clip. Usai workman them for Koidu Holdings Limited been protest on Tuesday, and they make them demands them to the company. Firstly, let we start for get a background as to waiting exactly be lead to this protest, because we don't they see several meetings them don't they happen between the workman them and the management of Koidu Holdings, and also before this protest then we don't they get negotiations where they go on, and waiting exactly outside these issues been start for informal viewers them.
Yes, so viewers and everybody where they listen, few months back, the workers of Koidu Limited Mining Company in Akonoya, so they get for right 21 days notice, because according to we Salon Constitution, if anything the morning you want for protest, you get for right the Inspector General Police and the Salon Police need for be aware of that you protest there and why they do them. So the workers that been doing, and we give that 21 days notice to the police, Salon Police, and that 21 days notice be not expire, and the protest be not start. And because them ultimate them write that protest and ultimate them in protest, and because them find out plenty according to them, they go on at the company with them, when at the Koidu Limited Mining Company with them as workers them, what they're not really happy about. For example, you talk about the dollar exchange rate. We all know which the dollar currently $100 than they change right now. The exchange rate, I mean. But if you cannot Koidu Limited Mining Company, according to the agreement they get, the dollar exchange rate and fix inside 2016. So the 2016 dollar exchange rate at that time, then they still pay the workers them according to them, because if 2016 dollar rate be there outside be there, and you look at the current dollar rate, which are the exchange rate they use, that or the question the workman I asked, well, which are that balance money in the go now? If he determines they pay me in dollars, but now 2016 exchange rate, now they pay me. What about the balance money? So they also what are concerned, and they say because now underground mining, and then they do then say whether the ground toilet not there, water facility not there, then even the canteen self, who said that they go for go eat, they say itself, actually favorable. So all of them thing and they look at and say, when one kingdom, Koidu Limited workers them. Now the money all na debt in the go. Then with the other they trust them, then so then they should not bank the wait for them. So you know go for do absolutely anything for yourself. But the one them when extra trade the way they can come. When they can spend 2 months, 3 months as an extra trader, when they go back, when they come, and transfer them through phones, pictures, videos, the host they don't go buy them or to cut them, the host them when they don't go buy their own countries. But here back home, the one that went at the Sierra Leoneans them, they don't go for boost of anything because someone they don't get better, they don't get not the risk allowance, they don't get So that means here and say the new executive when the chairman for the Koidu Limited Mines Workers Union when I just kind of see an executive and say, no, this is unjust. We know what they would work then the pay we in the 2016 dollar exchange rate. So that all the means say that we call for. So that mean aim for but that protest be able to go on. But during the protest, a lot of stakeholders have been coming. They say, you know what, we ain't going to protest. Let we ensure how we go for strike negotiation, how we should do a roundtable discussion, and do this. They will concern there. So how we go for address them. So at the end of the day, they go for see the sit down strike at the peaceful sit down strike at home. Then get back to work. But then getting back to work, things are not being addressed again. The only thing we according to the OT and telling that today they're not being given rest. Now the company they give them rest. So all of them thing and day, we make a lot of stakeholders that will come inside, but not addressed. So previously the first lady being carried for intelligence say, okay, it don't hear them concerns them. And you go back to a free turn and whatever invite the company in, let them go meet on a free turn. If they meet up, they will come back. But if they don't meet up, they still will come back and inform them as workers them what they go on. So Tuesday now, this week here, so the First Lady of the Republic of Sierra Leone, Her Excellency Dr. Fatima being kind of kono, but not in the capacity as a First Lady, but in the capacity as a kono.
You have 1 minute remaining.
Exactly. Una the outcome that engagement day. Well, according to our women in the address, we've been address the workers them in tell and say all the bargaining, all of them in the way they been get. The company not be able to subscribe to her. He said because according to her, you get people that within the cabinet system where they serve the man in government, when our president bio in government, he said that then also they betray the cause. They say allegedly the company the good them something allegedly at the end of the day they're not going to speak to the people they want. So they make the thing all of them thing and they not go straight. They say people that are the man in cabinet when a cabinet ministers or national figures they allegedly themselves they're not the heel to them and then be the betrayer to this cause.
Matthias, as a journalist, we don't they follow this issue closely. You just don't make mention, say, the First Lady alleged, say, people them, they na a man in, all right, we don't lost Mohamed Matia, who will try for connect and back, in a journalist, where they work for the Eastern Radio na Kono, and in the head of programs. If they give you first-hand information as to what exactly they happen at the ground, and it just really explain a background as to how all of the issues there have been begin. Firstly, it talk about poor condition of service, where the workman, where they work for Koidu Holding Limited, they complain about, and especially the salary is say now the exchange rate of 2016 up till now, then they pay their workman there. Where this, according to them, is say the workman they're not glad about, will make them be decided for protest. Yes, Mohammed, welcome back. Before we lost you earlier, I will try for ask you, say, you're not a journalist we based na Kono, and you don't follow this story closely. You make mention, say, the First Lady alleged, say, minister them na in man in government, don't they meet with Koidu Holding Limited management. You get any clue of any minister na this violent administration? Where don't they in between this negotiation?
Yes, we are saying the Minister of Labour also be non-canner in this matter, and other people their minds also be non-canner so and do their own findings and then go back. But according to the First Lady, we can say the Minister of Labour for join them, say but we just submission of Parliament, not be making be able for join them. But he also not be specific exactly who that particular minister the way they serve na president in cabinet where they betray the cause. So now, just allegation we make, we will address the workers then.
So as you don't say the Minister of Mines and the Minister of Labour, don't they in between this negotiation between Koidu Holding Limited and the workman then based on the demands where they push? You get any information, but waiting be they transpire at the meetings where the Minister of Labour and that of Mines be done the all with Koidu Limited management?
Well, the other thing I will for telling you that all around how the group was settled, the miscellaneous them, the gaps where they exist, the concerns of the workers them, and that of the management of the company. That's all I can tell you.
Like you said, even before the workman them they issue the 21 days strike notice, then they don't engage with the authorities them na Koidu Holdings. At this stage, any response don't they, even when the stakeholders them been go meet with the concerns them where the workman them don't they raise. The Koidu Holdings don't ever address issues them where the workman them don't they raise before.
Well, according to the Ukman, the only issue we don't address currently now this issue of rest business, we want down for yield and rest bag. That's not the only issue we don't subscribe to. Let's also not lose sight of the fact that the matter also they reached the table of the Vice President of the Republic of Sierra Leone, Dr. Mohamed Julia Jallo, where he also a son of the soil. But currently, as the First Lady, as a daughter of the soil, they champion the cause now. And as I tell you now, because of all of them things that will be happening, most success no be non-day. But in the latter way, the company, because of the First Lady don't come now, don't get a peaceful protest from Peace Point to Iwos. You also been briefed with the station managers, then get some more cars, the net, Uti have way, been calm. All of the radio stations, the 8 radio stations, where they did not Kono, all be linked up to that program there, where they explain to the Kono people that what you making calm, all of them thing and day. So at the end of the day, in the letter way, the Koidu Limited Mining Company, dated 5th March 2025, don't write to the Minister of Labour, tell and say the board of the Koidu Limited Mining Company currently let us review the dispute and that's all the concerns of the laborers them, the workers I mean, and the company when the workers them. So they say they not write the Minister of Labour copy the Minister of Mines, the Deputy Minister of Labour, the First Lady, the Chief Minister in the letter where they did, they say they also as a company now ready for ensure that I don't go for settle this dispute in line with the provisions them where they did at Sierra Leone, where we talk about mining business and where we also talk about conflict where they exist between workers them and the mining company. So they don't write a letter addressing to the Minister of Labour, copy the other ministries them and the First Lady. So then they also currently on floor and with their way done they. But also make a estimate for tell una say in recently I also been attend the CDC meeting. CDC now the Community Development Committee, where according to the 2009 now review Mines and Development Act now that we forget the CDC, where the company like Koidu Limited for the Koidu call the Community Development Fund when a CDF to them, then that money they then use them for do development in the community when at Tankoro and also part of Benson. And at the end of the day, within according to the first agreement that the company now forgive will give 0.025% to the CDC the way that money they then use for career development. But if you check the 2000 the review Mines and Development Act, now they tell you say 1% now. But the company, according to the CDC in the recent meeting, the company say then also not go for him for subscribe to that 1% until they get onto the lawyers then. So we also wait from CDC there, how you could get an act, their company also they tell you say, first then get onto the lawyers then before they subscribe to that 1% agreement day, that CDF payment day. So these are the issues that currently where they don't flow. Of course the First Lady said there and say the issue you know will go if the issue not solved.
Matia,
the company is here now.
Before we come to waiting the First Lady not able for resolve this issue, you as a journalist, we don't they corner for a very long time, go agree with me, say this issue of Koidu Holding Limited and the workman and protest, not till today it begin, even under the leadership of the former Vice President Alhaji Sam Sumana, where himself na corner it come out. The same protest may happen, and the way how it be handled whether tend it be ask people and they all for Sidona ground, at the end of the day, it been turned to a political backlash back to them. Presently, with the First Lady in presence, now this protest, what did the people in Akono they say about them?
Well, everybody, if you can on the ground right now, everybody they hailed the First Lady, they say that the Kono Mandela did. I just say we go because we get we phone and call program them, we program the radio programs the way all the radio stations that they do. For example, when they do Easter radio, they do morning call. Everybody just they praise the First Lady for what thing actually they happen. Because mark you, if you get recently something beyond the happen, I wouldn't say they had in shake. Where people they don't know whether it's artificial or natural occurrence. Where plenty people them, then they point finger at the mining company saying they're responsible. Even the EPSF and other people that being left free on and come, then go do the fact finding. We cannot people then they wait for that report from EPA and the Ministry of Mines where they may come on the ground. Or know whether indeed the company, but the company also they say not to them. But so every now and then people then they praise the First Lady, say in as the Colonel Mandela when it comes to this issue. Because one part of misleading the issue of trust and betrayal. Then don't make all of them in a day the way to the conflict, the dispute, for solve it between the workers and that of the company. Because if you read the First Lady also they talk say certain ministers the way they live within the cabinet, they also now they know they say the truth, now then actually know they not be factual with the issue for able for address the matter. So there's this kind of issue of betrayal and people that they use this the issue as their own source of income allegedly. But the First Lady, people they don't believe now, they don't see the sincerity in her as a Konopikin and also that capacity with they as a First Lady. Every way in India, so everybody just welcome the idea, the ground, the communities, the people then the workers them, everybody happy with the bold step, what the First Lady don't do, and the sincerity where they in the process, where the First Lady they portray, because not the human will see also the mayor they would and other people themselves they will come in this whole cause also.
Mattia, apart from the involvement of the First Lady, as a journalist, you don't ever make attempts for get one-on-one discussion with perhaps the one where they head the workers them na Koidu Holdings regarding how serious them things say the management take the issues them where they don't raise?
That's kind of seen the president of that Koidu Limited Workers Union. One-on-one, we don't get an interview time. Everybody also then praise the First Lady on this matter. And they also, this is a U-turn for them. Because mark you, in other companies, them, you see boss, and they go the workers and they car with them. But yeah, if you can on the ground, not a different your team together. The workers are not get better boss. The boss, where they have, according to them, they say the boss, always the time they can break down a multi-million company like that, they get a boss all the time. According to them. So,
apart from the praise, when they praise the First Lady in involvement in this issue, what exactly they don't tell you say genuinely then things are the reason we make up till now then still gets them challenge here where the management's not able to settle yet?
And I tell you now the lack of insincerity with themselves allege. Because we all
then they allege against who that?
Yes, the First Lady said allege as I don't mention say certain people that they within a man in cabinet where they also know to speak to the matters, where they use the matter as their own for benefit the SSF. That sincerity not there. Because we get an issue, we get the 2029 Mines and Mineral Development, the 2022 Review Mines and Mineral Development Act in there. They get the Labour Act also there, which is speak all of that issue there. So why is it that all of them laws are also them there, but this issue still remain unaddressed? So that make the issue of betrayal and mistrust. When they within the process, there are certain people waiting for address, waiting for take the lead at cabinet level, waiting for play their own part, but allegedly they know they play their own part. Instead they decide the company, allegedly.
Mattia, the First Lady, when one of the protesters them on this issue what they discussed this morning, as of yesterday, through a Facebook page, he writes say, he don't get word from Koidu Limited management, but he know the left corner until he ensures say the demands of the workers the way they don't present to the management, then look inside them. And he also say if they're not able to solve this particular issue or they not get a satisfactory response, then they peacefully storm Koidu Holding Limited tomorrow, when not today. So presently, how Koidu Holdings presence Tanlek, the First Lady and insecurity there with other protesters, they don't already storm there as it been right now in Facebook page yesterday?
Well, they don't appreciate because today is the date. And I tell you, say, yesterday on March 5th, the company also don't do a publication where they don't write the Minister of Labor copied in the Press Lady and other stakeholders and for say they also in line with the constitutional provisions, they're ready for ensure say how them going for looking to for review the demands of the people there. So when I be yesterday. So we see now and with the wait now, that ready with them ready. Well, whether the minister is ever calling now, sometimes don't make contact with them. All the always done a round table discussion. So at the moment, the workers them, they're not the go work, but they're also the waiting to the world the way today, how the danger for end, and the waiting will be the outcome of that because I mean today, but the company now don't reply. So the company replying now and writing the minister of labor and for copy the first lady, an indication now for say, then say they're ready now for make them way for sit in a round table discussion and get a win-win situation because what the company workers until we say they no say in the negotiation you know go say one person or one side then for win but it will be a win-win situation where then according to the president then they're ready for that win-win situation. So for me the company published a letter yesterday. It's a justification for say themselves they're not ready now for making them go sit down and discuss this discussion also because the first lady also when they come and talk say he also they tell us them for do a 30% increment of salary with the company for do ahead of the government increment stated time. So these are all the issues them that them forget the kind of dignity we forget as workers them the salary rate if they the current dollar if $100 this month can at 2,000 the payment for be 2,000 not to that 2016 because we also be asked them according to the company that now this union executive, now them been sign this agreement. But Charles Kennedy say when the president say no, not to them been do that issue there, but now the previous executive there would have been done. So it's not been bad agreement to them. Then made them push for a review. When the company also don't push, they not publish a letter. Now they're ready for me then we will ensure a roundtable a negotiation and a review of them demand there. So the wait for see what will be the next step.
Quickly, before you left with Matia, in as much as the First Lady, they lead this protest, but one thing where he urged the workers then for, now for stay put and be peaceful and wait so they from Koidu Holding Limited for meet them demands them. How peaceful are the workers?
Yes, the workers themselves been able to emphasize that they would have also been talked to the general membership that Koidu Limited mining company, now their own company than a civilian institution. And not only because of, we not also say the company is bad, because they also they look at the employment where they don't get the light, according to information we get. Now that this light will they enjoy currently in Koidu City is about $250 every month with government for generate. The company alone, $1,000 than they have for this light diesel because they also they use it like. You look at the free quality education that they support, the boss the way and they are then they support in terms of fuel and plenty other interventions and the security wise, the border crossing point and the youth scholarship, all of them thing and they. So nobody no go say the company totally for go or them bad, but there are issues. If we want to get a better how the company also going to get that can call the relationship. But Marky, one part of the issues are way also absent on the part of the company. Now this issue of them PR. We as journalism on ground, so they don't tell the company say, when they do so much, well, they issue them they. But when I get a company like that, the way the PR system, I free on my base, you know, they're on the ground, issues them they happen, and how they come, they will also explain our own side of the story. So everything they happen, people don't go to say and say, well, we as a company, are not responsible because none of they communicate to the people, they will not get a PR system, we go there on the ground and also for talk to people them, or to what things happen on the ground. So these are all the compounded issues them, where everything will be happen now, people don't point fingers at the company because the PR system, plenty of people in the sense is very, very weak in terms of communication to the grassroots or to the people there. Even if you go to the resettlement, life no easy in a resettlement.
All right.
Actually, I would say.
All right. Thank you very much, Mohamed Matia, where you joined with this morning and give we first-hand information. But waiting exactly don't transpire in all the negotiations that we don't begin for a few months back between workmen them for Koidu Holding Limited, who said and the demand for increase 30% increase on their salary and then self they want better working environment and other things the way that they demand for. We will continue to follow closely the issue Nakono as the First Lady said today if they're not hearing nothing but the demands of the worker them in and the worker then they storm the place outside Koidu Holding Limited they work. So we get Mohamed Matia already on standby for giving information but anything will go be a developing story on this particular issue. We still they continue for analyze this issue. They go down at the virtual link. Also we get Alpha Amadou Ba from Australia, a writer and also a social commentator. We get your opinion on this particular protest where they happen at Kono. Good morning, Mr. Ba.
It's Jalo.
All right, welcome to Liberty TV. You know one of the social commentator them and writer them. We don't follow this issue closely. And yesterday you be write a piece. Usai you been state your opinion. I sure say you don't listen to Mohamed Matia, where they on the ground, where give we first-hand information about the developments that will happen between the negotiation where they happen now between Koidu Holdings and that of the workers them led by Madam Fatima Bio. Start for state your opinion to viewers them.
Thank you very much, Sister Khadija, and good morning to all Sierra Leone and across the world. First of all, I want to admit, say, as a Sierra Leonean, that me desire and believe, say, every Sierra Leonean for be well paid, for be well taken care of, forget all the benefits of their labor in whatever job they belong or within they do. My concern or my own view about this whole saga is the manner at which it was done, the language used, and the individual will go be the main negotiator na the protest. By right, we get a Ministry of Labor and Social Welfare, that's what they call them. We get the Ministry of Mines. We get other line agencies and we connected with labor and mines in the country. The First Lady not get any mandate. Yes, he get right for go demonstrate or protest on behalf of the people in Kono. Me, I know Kono say people of Kono, of Sierra Leonean brothers and sisters. Waiting gather on the whole argument, the whole issues we happen at the place. There are so many things that will happen where disgraceful and disrespectful and dishonorable for a First Lady for go tin up they refer to ministers as dogs, and also for accused people where you not get any substantial evidence for say people they collect bribe, brown envelopes. It bring a lot of things out where one, the president needs for make it clear to really if not in Senate, because it categorically clear state and say that the president na and say go solve the people and problems. Whilst we all know say Fatima be to elected official and you not get any mandate, you not get any authority, you not get any power for go team up, for go negotiate on behalf of government, you not to elected person. Then two, the statement the way utter, they are very unfortunate. So Sierra Leoneans being led by dogs. Sierra Leoneans being led by dogs. We ministers where we get another place, I believe saying that because they deserve or they qualify for the president take upon himself and appoint them, and parliament go through all the due process for approve them, for let them be ministers and government officials. So for the First Lady come outside and refer to them as dogs, we need some explanation. A need for come out to the nation and explain, give you the dog them. Then because me, based on my article one make, I read between the lines, I know exactly where the targets, where me na also with the call, but as far as I'm concerned, then I want in any way they look, we will require, we dey expect Fatima Bio, because we know they call her doctor. I know they ever call her because all entitled and they are just kapu them. We're not entitled to them. The only person we they refer to as His Excellency, now the President of the Republic of Sierra Leone. Then even the Vice President, then they refer as Honorable Vice President, not to His Excellency. If they do all anything they have to roll that one day. A day as the mama of the nation. We don't get people like from me, from where I get sense. I remember we get the late Mama Rebecca Stevens. A day. We get Te Kanto Bakaba, Mami Kaba, Te Siakuroma. You know, for the way it behave, it is very, very unscrupulous and very, too fussy. If they do things in a way not to enroll, then they go and name buildings and after them, go and do things, claim credibility of things they want not to, like, if you look like the tactical hospital, thing they will not make when a government waiting and call
The
agreements
issue you
and
make mention of, Alpha, regarding the utterances of the First Lady Nakono, where use adjectives on some of the ministers and a man in cabinet, could we see it as deliberate for score political goals or not just in emotions may not be able for control at that moment?
No, certainly not to political, not to emotions. Let me tell you about Fatima Bio. Fatima Bio, not do. They do them purposely for showcasing himself, not to anything beside that. For as far as me concerned, I dey tell that this when I go take her on her left hand, Fatima Bio get political ambition. If they do all anything they are so today they launch yanda, today they do yanda, next month they do yanda. All anything they na political goals they try for score. They try for entrench himself. If you now look ago, before this corner business, the way do this corner business, the paper will come out the next day. You see them big one on front page. Now awareness time, where you find out and that person they edit when they edit of one newspaper, they get direct with them call return and the person where me feel saying they refer to as somebody where they take a brown envelope or the dog, then they undermine the presidency witness call. Now Dr. David Senge. And Dr. David Senge now appoint the chief minister of the Republic of Sierra Leone. He go through all the process there. He go through parliament, they appoint him. So if the president, he comes to a time where he feels say the man no fit again, it is an prerogative also for make sure say a firearm. Rather than if the president they allow this woman, if they go and step all over the people, them they go and disrespect, the usual sort of bad language. And for his status as a first lady, they set good precedence.
When they look at the issue where they happen between the workman them, na Koidu Holdings, and the management, also then they make demands them, where according to them, they want to make the management look inside. One of them demands targets for do with the dollar rates, where then they pay them according to the reports we get from Kono from a journalist. It's saying that from 2016 rates, then still they pay the workman and the first lady. We all know say we don't make a declaration say another come out Kono until the management of Koidu Holdings look into the concerns them where the workman then gets. And one of the proposals them where in the workman then they make now that a 30% increment be made on the salaries of the workman them. We don't look at different angles of this story. Previously we've been just get on the line Alpha, we a writer and serve in a social commentator, we get a whole piece where he writes on this particular issue, and it refers specifically to the utterances where the first lady may make Nakono. And we look at small issues we get for do with this particular thing at hand now, and we talk to another social commentator now, we also a journalist, we na Melvin Mansari, a colleague journalist. Good morning and welcome to the Breakfast Show, Melvin.
Thank you very much for having me.
All right, let me just first. We all know, say, not to today this issue of Koidu Holdings and the workman and start. But this particular one way kick off this week, where we all see the First Lady being go there and it say don't join the workman then for protest. Firstly, let we know from your perspective as a social commentator and a journalist. What thing you go say about the First Lady, although he go there, he say go there as a daughter of the soil and not in incapacity as First Lady. What do you think about the involvement of the whole issue where they carry on the Koidu Holdings between the workman and the management?
I think it gets positive and it gets negative influence or implication on the whole exercise. But if we are to let's look at the positives. Firstly, if you listen from what you want to place yourself now that sympathize with the people because you know say the conditions of the people need for be better. But also he gets demerit or challenge because if you look at the company and statements and the negotiations where they go on and the arguments when they make on them profitability and probability of running into bankruptcy in summary, you ask what this mean for the negotiation, because by extension, the First Lady from a governmental perspective is coming from the executive. Although in office might be described as a ceremonial office, but no matter what you say, it is part of the executive because the president gets power for create offices. And looking at the vibrance where the current First Lady don't get to that office day, one cannot say it's not part or not fall within a remit for being involved, because it's not the first time we see the involved in campaigns such as that of the Answer for Our Girls and protest. I think in terms of the law, there is, was it permitted by the police? Because looking at the context of protests these days, most protests were deemed anti-governmental or anti-state interest are not allowed. So that was also a unique spectacle for governance. But I think the bigger picture there is the indictments where he expressed on quoting some dog people in the government where can do anything for brown envelope. That is quite huge and politically indicting and exposes the government to several questions. Who are these people? Who are giving these brown envelopes and for what? Is there any evidence to it? But above all, is that a qualifier enough for them to be called dogs? And how would this be perceived from a political opposition standpoint? This is like putting more words in the mouths of the opposition come political times. But also another perspective to this is that of labor relations. Again, the First Lady talked that they don't in talks for 3 months. It asked why he gave or take the First Lady involvement in the negotiation. That's a whole question for another day. But you ask how effective and efficient has been the Ministry of Labor, how effective and efficient has been, for example, the industrial court. We ultimately forbid or look into this if the disputes, which is called trade disputes, don't continue. But also this brings to light as to the labor union also of the company in question. And there are several perspectives to it that can there be people who can be so powerful that even the First Lady can be frustrated, and even the government minister is quoted as saying the company is so stubborn. Khadija, before I wrap, let me just quickly say, according to my research, if you look back, the company in question, Koidu Limited, is a subsidiary of Octia Limited, registered in Birmingham, United Kingdom. So let's not forget, these are conglomerates. Once they are talking about subsidiaries, and if we follow recent history with some of these big mining companies and relationship with the government, it has not been that pleasant. And if you look at even the relationship with SL Mining, so there could be forces not even within Sierra Leone at play, and that's why it's a very complex situation where I think say the right words will be used, the right approach will be used, and the issues will be understood. Because if they are asking for 30% increments in salary, and the company saying that if you look at the world diamond markets, there is a depletion, then I think even in the labor laws of Sierra Leone, it says they can improve. We say employers can improve on the services of the employees if they get the capacity for do so. So we are in employers that tell you that they are not making much, and times have changed. then what can you do? So I think it's a very pragmatic, this situation, pragmatism. Yes, it can be good that the First Lady is there to exert personal influence and also by extension political and solidarity. Mind you, Kono is a swing state. We cannot run away from that. Mind you, in Kono, there have been these similar kind of issues in which some other governments handled it very terribly, in which Paramount Chief, allegedly some of them were asked to sit on the floor. So it's important we have a context to it. And above all, yes, due processes for don't be exhausted, and then for be exhausted, because the same way the employees then get right, the same way the company gets right.
Melvin, not today the issues of workman them for Koidu Limited don't begin way back from 2016. By then, the young political figure, when I be the former vice president, have been intervened. We been get a backlash on them, and now we see the First Lady say in a daughter of the soil, and in on the left corner, sote ensure say in brother then get better condition of service. Is this a political strategy? The First Lady wants for capture corner all by himself?
Well, one forgets the evidence them available enough for qualified as the one for capture corner by himself. There is no way you can take it away. The First Lady is over the years don't cultivate an image of a powerful figure in Kono. You cannot take it away from her. But looking at the nature of the time also, Khadija, the political party SLPP is conducting its lower level election, and the National Delegates Conference is upcoming. So this cannot be, in fact, far-fetched from what the president is thinking or the president's mindset when it comes to Kono. Because it's quoting the First Lady, he said that the president says and they forgo settling people a problem. If this is the case, it means a vote of non-confidence in the Minister of Mines, a vote of no confidence in the Minister of Labour, a vote of no confidence in the Labour Congress of Sierra Leone, a vote of no confidence in how investors and government relations, it's serious. And I think government officials therefore be very careful how they go and talk about this issue.
A new twist where that happened yesterday, now the response from the management of Koidu Limited, who said a rights letter to the Minister of Labour and Employment. One of the things the way the First Lady be states clear, now that he say the company Fitiam for rights to a letter and copy certain government ministers. So now in only the protest, in we go present the demand of the workers them. The company not talk to them through the letter, because the company, the previous letter they write, then say the First Lady not to government. Then they speak to the government ministers them. And this letter again, what they write in response to the protest, they write to the Minister of Labour and copy the First Lady. You think say this stance where the company take go make the negotiation take a different turn? Because as of yesterday, the First Lady right now in page say if they not hear from Koidu Holding until today, this morning, and they storm the residents na kono in protesters, then when are the workman them?
Well, I think the company also for being very pragmatic in the way they go about this. To say the First Lady is not part of government, for me, it's an arguable statement. The First Lady is by extension part of government. And if she's saying publicly that the president sent her, it can please the president to assign anybody to any national or public interest matter. So the company for being very careful with their words. And for the fact that having said that reportedly or purportedly in the first instance, and in the second instance they are now copying the First Lady, it shows that there is a personality company relationship that is not too healthy. And no matter what you say, the First Lady is the First Lady. Of course, they are a company. They play by the rules and the institutions and the mining lease agreement. But again, you cannot take it away from the fact that if the First Lady is there saying that the president sent her, you therefore hold her by words and give her that due respect. The fact remains now they are copying her and she's protesting that those people should not be copied. It means also the First Lady for be very careful not to expose the government and by extension the president in control over cabinet, because these should have been cabinet resolved decisions. We need implementation. But Khadija, let's not forget this might be even beyond the hands of brown envelopes, even if so be so. But let me not forget, there is this battle for raw materials in Africa by Western companies over time. We know that. And now we are seeing emerging trends from China infiltrating those sectors. So we government therefore understand that it's just not looking about the inwards. There are outside players who get vested interests and can do anything. And these mining companies, they have money. And of course, government will treat them also as the regulatory body, but not to see them clamping on them or forcing it down their throats, especially when they are making critical arguments on the status of diamond and the global market, their operation. I think what is needed here, we need an employment fact sheet for Koidu Limited, and that should be made public by the Ministry of Labor. We don't know what the fact sheet telling us waiting and they pay them, because there is this issue that they are claiming that they agree for pay them in dollars, and we know in Sierra Leone we get a law where say all transactions should be done in euros, so that should be clarified.
Melvin, another twist in this thing, and it go fine for all viewers them watch out from this angle. According to Mohamed Matia, we colleague journalist when they work for Eastern Radio, where we interview earlier, we don't give we a first-hand information about the current situation at Kono. It take we way back outside the negotiation they are begin. According to them, the Minister of Labor and the Minister of Mines, now them be done they in between this negotiation, where they try for strike a deal between the workers and that of Koidu Holding Limited management. And all of a sudden, the public see Usai, the First Lady, step up and take them position. And according to the First Lady, he say that the president na iman, na in send and for go deal with this issue na kono because na in people na kono. Does it mean that the Minister of Mines and the Minister of Labor, where we don't they in between these issues, being fail for negotiate for better conditions for their workman there, we make the First Lady step in?
I think the First Lady, by words, we go quote them, because if you express them vexation on some government officials not being able to seek the interests and the conditions and demands of the people, simply it expressed doubts in them. And we all hear the words where he used and the diction where he used for describing people and if I'm not see or hear it, I'm sure I don't play. So it means there is an underperformance on the end, one way or the other. But also it speaks to institutionalization approach to solving national issues. If those institutions cannot deliver, I think the onus is also upon the First Lady, being an influential personality, to let them deliver. It's quite unfortunate because they should deliver independently, divorced of political interference or intervention. Apparently, you go ask, what is the Parliamentary Mines Oversight Committee doing? What is the Parliamentary Labour Committee doing? I remember Honorable Simon Silamina raised this issue in which one of them concerned that there have been these protests on the terms of condition, but however, there is this disagreement as to some man will say not the protest, not the allow some other man will want to go and go work. And if that is the situation, it's quite a complex situation because the Labour Acts are very clear that you cannot, violence, obstruction, and violence to any workplace is not allowed. And there are clear terms of negotiating trade disputes. So if that's the case, people want to go work and other people not allow them. And if you listen to the First Lady in Convert's message in one of the clip owner cuts, she was suggesting something like that. And let we all go sit down, let we all live in one as unity. She was emphasizing unity among the workers for a reason that, according to some of resources, not all over 900 of the workers them want for strike. But apparently, when someone for the one go work, the one away the strike, not allow them. And in fact, there are issues with their executives where that can be a question for another day. So it should be seen from two lenses. One, if the First Lady's intervention will bring results, then I think that's 10 people and they want. What the bigger picture there is the approach that is being used, and what does the law says, and what has the institutions been doing, and where are they now? But for let the minister, we don't say, Labour Minister, we don't say the company Kangais. For me, it seems as if it was almost tied or blind sighted by the company. So, I mean, let's see how it goes, but I think pragmatism is needed.
Melvin, based on the allegations by the First Lady regarding government officials we allege say don't take brown envelope we make up till now the issues of them workmania not be solved yet by the management. Could there be possibilities say perhaps this allegation there might be some amount of truth based on the way how the Ministry of Labor, the Ministry of Mines and all other people were involved in governance not don't really come out to the public and make the workman them and the public know waiting exactly government don't do from where the workmania don't they call or ask themselves 21 days notice they want for protest because of their welfare. Could there be possibilities?
I'm glad you asked that. Could there be possibilities? I think in law, first let me establish that the First Lady is a ceremonial functionary of the state, as I've already done. And if she's making statements, it can be easily perceived as a policy statement. And it's a principle in law that he who asserts must prove it. If she's asserting that there are dogs and people who can do anything for brown envelope in the government, I think she must also be onerous enough to call the names of these people and provide evidence. But if that is not the case, I think this should be a warning shot that the ACC must want to step up and investigate the whole negotiation and what is causing the prolongation of this the settlement of this dispute. So it's serious. It's an indictment not only to the Ministry of Labor and Mines, but on the government and by extension, which is headed by the president. That is very serious, and I hope the first lady not be just the vex we talk that they talk from a position of evidence and fact.
But what it need for be done at this time, based on the allegations where it make, because even if the authorities them na Koidu Holdings look into the concerns of the workman, and this, like you state, now a very serious allegation where it make if issues of bribery or corruption involve in a workmania, then your interest were genuinely they try for seek, then some government officials them go take money allegedly according to the First Lady will say brown envelope pass. How serious this issue for be taken, especially by the government of Sierra Leone?
I think for the fact that personally the First Lady gets a good relationship with the ACC boss, I think say that influence, their personal influence, they don't alone for don't do for trigger actions coming from the ACC. But also independent players, then there should be an independent committee, perhaps featuring the ACC, of all the players, the company, the Ministry of Mines, the Ministry of Labor, the Workers' Union, all the players involved, the Parliamentary Mines and Labor Committee. Because at the end of the day, you need to go about this. This should be a win-win. The government cannot use any of its functionality, be they ceremonial or constitutional, to coerce any company over its employers-employee relation. It takes mediation, it takes settlement and negotiation, and I think that is what is needed. The tone should be simmered, the diction should be careful and used, and I think what is needed ultimately is pragmatism, but an investigation also into this very, very serious indictments coming from no less a person but the wife of the President of the Republic of Sierra Leone.
As it is now, Melvin, all eyes and ears then are corner based on waiting the First Lady right yesterday say if you fail for a from the management of Koidu Holdings, in company protesters them they storm the residents of the company. And we colleague journalists, sorry, where they material on the standby now for updates. From all your analysis and yourself as a journalist, you sources the way you go on the ground. What do you think say people for expect? The First Lady will resolve this issue or the protest will continue based on the back and forth through the letters them where Koidu Holding continue for right?
I'm afraid this is a negotiational standoff. Because already the company has issued a letter. Although the First Lady contrast that letter, they say they have received assurance that the company will meet all the demands in writing. So let's wait. If that goes on, it means the First Lady has won on behalf of those employees. But if it does not hold, it means that the company still holds its position that the state of business cannot allow them in getting that. So if it's all, I don't think the First Lady can get all what she wants with this one because it's a trade negotiation. But I think they are going to get something. Whether they will get 50%, it will be a 50-50. Let's wait and see. And for the company, they must count the cost of what it means for employees not to go to work. They must count the cost because they are also losing. But nobody is winning in this one, Khadija. The company cannot generate money on a daily basis. It cannot pay its taxes to government. And as it stands, government is starved of revenue, domestic revenue mobilization. We already know that from the NRA perspective. And we've seen some companies folding up. We've seen bad relationship in terms of court cases between some of these mining companies. I think the government also should be very careful in how it goes about this one for a win-win situation. Because, I mean, those 900 people or 1,000 people are very important. But also the company is contributing a lot that is helping more than that number. So protecting the national interest is good, but also protecting the investors' interest should be a favorable thing to consider.
You think this particular issue will bring division at Kono? We all know how strategic Kono they politically. Kono don't always be a swing state. If the First Lady able to pull off this trade deal or trade negotiation on behalf of government, that of him brother, the way he say in a daughter of Kono, he go able to bring for a political victory?
Of course, it will be if she succeeds in getting a deal out of this. Technically, it will mean a political goal for the SLPP by extension and the First Lady and the President by impersonality. It shows that she's a strong woman personality. We can get a deal no matter the circumstance. So yes, but again, the damage there has been done. Even if she gets a deal on this one, the fact that she has accused some government, she's called some people in the government dogs, or the fact that she has accused them of receiving gun envelopes, it will be seen as if that those institutions can only work when strong personality or personalities involve or intervene. So it will send a mixed message, win or loss. And of course, a loss for the First Lady's campaign and protest will mean that these companies are powerful, even so to the position of persons in the presidency cannot stop them. Like I said earlier on, the First Lady is part of the presidency. So if somebody as high placed as number 2 in the house of the president can intervene in this and don't get a deal, it will be a slap on the face of the First Lady, a slap on the face of the president and the government of Sierra Leone, who have already been in a slap situation. Slap situation because those institutions that are supposed to mediate or negotiate the disputes, they seem to have, not performed their duty. So it's an interesting look ahead, but I think a win-win should be a best bet out of it.
All right, many thanks, Melvin, where you joined with this morning and give we your analysis as a journalist and also a social commentator on the protest. We'll look at where they happen at Kono. We hope for get you as we closely monitor the situation at Kono. If need be, we'll call you back and continue some of the analysis there. And a pleasure always for get you. Now it shows there, Melvin. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Khadija and team.
All right, that's Nabi Melvin Tijan Mansare, a journalist and also a social commentator, who himself be adding voice and give we your perspective on this issue what they look at this morning. We get for do with the ongoing standoff na Koidu holding na Kono, usai workman them they protest for better condition of service and they ask for 30% increase of their salary. And this protest, na the First Lady Fatima they head and he say as of this morning, today, if they don't get any response from the company, then they storm the residents na Kono.